I'm Alex Melamid. The Old Masters project is about set up the price for people, for older people, because most of these prices have age limit, and usually it starts from very early to a certain point. So we want to start from the certain point toward the end, just to make it symmetrical, let's say, 65, 75 years old, I'm not sure yet. So we want to reward these artists for their, contribution to modern art. The whole premise of modernism was underdeveloped mind. It was the domain of the young and underdeveloped people. That's how it has started. The cult of youth, which still is here with us, because that was the premise of the whole movement, that young and vigorous could change the world. And in a way they did. The Russian Revolution, revolutions all over Europe, the wars and stuff like that. I think this glorious era has ended with the Cultural Revolution in China, where first and the last time in the history of mankind, the youngsters, the youth, was given power to do whatever they want. So they unleashed the energy and the wisdom of the youth, and they destroyed everything. We're going to talk at Columbia, Art Spiegelman, Feiffer, and myself, about this project. And so I see it as like art would, Art Spiegelman, Art would interview Feiffer about his, because new work, because he just made this sensation book, and he's quite old man nowadays. And he would try to find out what was involved, how to decipher this, how to understand the old master, really of, very significant artist, How did he do it, in his age, and what was required to do it for him to achieve this amazing result. And then from then on, I will start, and I go into history of the Titian and stuff like that, and all these great artists. And another part of the project is the show. Ideally, I see the show with this works of late Titian, Michelangelo, of course this Claude Monet with his lily ponds, he was quite old. And of course de Kooning and late Picasso. There's many famous artists, good examples, but many artists who are not as famous, but I think as good in what they were doing in their later years. And some maybe totally unknown artists. And I remember in the late 90s with a big show of de Kooning works, late works. This later works were hailed as the greatest achievement of modern art. So then after that was a show of late Picasso, and now we have a great show of Matisse, the late Matisse. I want to have this, at least in a catalog of our show, we'll have, like, let's say 77. We'll take pieces of art done by different artists at the age of 77. So you would see these things differently, knowing the number of years, in this particular painting. Our art was defined by skills first, and then the modernity, I remember my youth was the idea of novelty and originality, which now doesn't work because in a way within this realm everything has been tried, so whatever you do, it's been done already, many times over. So, but, and of course this was the idea of the action painting, that the way artists do it is important. But now it's age, which is a new criteria for art. It's never been used fully, let's say. Hopefully we'll discover artists who very few people know about, but they're really great artists.